See, atheists are insane and anti-science, where I prove that it's impossible for great order like DNA to arise mindlessly. I already explained that there, so you can check that out. Hitchens gullibly fell for the lie that time exploded. The Big Bang myth includes that premise. The lie that time exploded, which is as stupid as saying, maybe my birthday is gonna explode. Mom, I'm scared. Imagine, like, if someone actually said that, maybe my birthday will explode. You would think that they're joking or an extremely great moron. But when atheists say the equivalent, and of course the Big Bang was made by a Catholic Mary-worshipping heretic who plagiarized Hindu cosmology, I know, but it's still an atheistic myth because according to them, there's no need for God. There's no need for God for this impossible explosion of time to happen. More on that here, where I elaborate on how stupid the Big Bang fable is, which is unfalsifiable and therefore unscientific garbage. And the Big Bang cultist tries to be one of my arguments. As you can see here, I said we have an empirical answer. We don't need your imaginary answer. This imaginary explosion of time. Diffraction explains redshift. Redshift doesn't prove the Big Bang. It's not good evidence for the Big Bang because redshift is necessarily explained by diffraction, as I explained there. And here's Big Bang cultist Google's answers to my questions because he can't think for himself. Everything you guys believe, atheists, it's mainstream shit. None of you are free thinkers, especially not Hitchens. Einstein was wrong. I proved him wrong about space-time. There's no space-time. There's space and there's time, but they're not a single fabric like he claimed. And I proved it there, and no one has, of course, refuted that, not because I'm great, but because you guys are paper tigers, and the truth can never be defeated. Why belief in aliens is stupid, part 1 and 2, refutes that myth of atheists, which they cling to because they don't want to accept what they can see, which is that man is unique in the cosmos, which is a testament to the Bible's veracity. Hitchens gullibly fell for the assertion that slime became Frankenslime, which is abiogenesis, and obviously fiction, because no one has a video of that. There's no proof whatsoever of that in any way, shape, or form. Imagination isn't science. You guys don't know the difference, atheist fanatics. That's alchemy. So when you guys say magic is nonsense, you're a bunch of hypocrites.
Transcend the superstitious, transcend the mythical. Absurd events are supposed to occur according to the gospel, such as the opening of all the graves in Jerusalem and dead people walking around.
What is more magical? Life coming back to life, or non-life becoming life? Non-life into life, the atheist alchemy fiction, has no precedent. There's no good reason whatsoever to believe it. But life coming back to life, which is symbolized every time we go to sleep and then wake up, because God put the symbol of resurrection in our own cycle of sleeping and waking up. Not to mention, I already proved the Bible right in my videos. In my video, Proof the Bible is the Truth, and some other ones. That makes sense, you know. Life already exists, and then it comes back. It's just life, you know. Life, and how does it come back? Because life gives life to that which died. God, the great life, gives life back to the mortal. That makes sense because, of course, a God could do that. But atheists don't have any reason for, you know, mindlessness to produce life from scratch and conveniently able to reproduce so that it can continue by progeny. That doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for that. So on the one hand, life from life makes sense. You know, you're from your mother. That makes sense. Life coming back to life, that makes sense. If there's a God, which I prove there is. Your argument from incredulity notwithstanding, atheist fanatics. So, of course, the more magical thing is that for which there is no good evidence. The atheist fiction of alchemy on crack. It's the most magical belief anyone could have about anything. There's nothing in the Bible as miraculous as abiogenesis in the atheist creation mythology. So it's actually extreme hypocrisy for atheists like Hitchens This dead and now in hell pseudo-intellectual. For atheists like Hitchens to say, oh, that's superstitious. What are you talking about superstition for? There's no one as superstitious as you atheists. Alchemists on crack. Alchemy on steroids, that's your fiction. So don't talk about magic when you're full of it. You're extremely hypocritical. You're disgusting. And so, Hitchens, so-called Christopher, which means Christ bearer, he didn't bear Christ. He bore a bunch of lies. He carried them and spewed them out on TV. So he was a massive hypocrite, Christopher Hitchens, because he claimed to care about falsifiability, yet he believed in unfalsifiable sci-fi shit like slime became Frankenslime. Nonsense. Atheists believe in magic more than anyone else. This person said, what a colossal titan of intellectual dexterity and conviction to the truth we lost before his time. Hitch, we miss you greatly.
To rely not on your thinking faculties or your intellectual capacity at all, but on straight-out credulity.
Credulity, said an atheist, who gullibly believed that slime became Frankenslime. That's alchemy. That's more magical than anything in the Bible. You hypocrites, hypocrite, atheist, fanatics. Glad he's in hell now. Hitchens gullibly fell for the assertions of millions of years of nature existing. Everything that the establishment told him to believe, he gullibly accepted and regurgitated like a mindless parrot. Neanderthals are lies, millions of years, dates are lies, and there was an Ice Age is my video explaining how they are lies. Hitchens was a crypto-racist Brit shit who gullibly believed that we came from subhuman Africans. With dark skin, of course. According to the atheist fiction, see my video, most scientists are liars. They get paid to promote a narrative, believe it or not. The world isn't the Disney PG thing that you believe it is, where scientists are in it because they care about science. That's what they would say. The truth is they're trying to get money. Believe it or not, they're working for money, not for the truth. I know, that's a crazy concept, I know, but, see how many of them would work without getting paid for it. And even if that's the case, they're going to get, what is it called? They're going to get support financially from organizations that want to support them because they're supporting the mainstream narrative. And if you say, oh, a scientist will be famous and rich if they refute Darwin or whatever. Well, the thing about Darwin is he's empirically irrefutable, which makes him unscientific. That's the thing. How can you prove that there is no common descent? How can you prove that in an empirical way? I have proven it in a logical way in my channel. But empirically, since science is all about that, which is why he's not a scientist. Wasn't, because he's dead now. Anyway, proof macroevolution is impossible and proof for an afterlife. Atheists are impotent against this proof that macroevolution is impossible. So, Christopher Hitchens apparently said, religion has been an enormous multiplier of tribal suspicion and hatred. Well, generally, yes, of course, there's some truth in a lot of the things that he says, but they are, as they say, half-truths. He's a hypocrite because, guess what? His atheist fiction of macroevolution has been used to justify genocide and tribalism. Racism is tribalism. The Brits thinking they're better than others, that's tribalism. All Chinese people dead was Englishman Darwin's dream. And not just Chinese people, every non-European. Brits murdered more people than the Nazis. Brits, like Hitchens, are worse than Nazis because they condone of Darwin, don't they? Oh, but they would say that Darwin was actually wrong on some things. Really, how often do you ever hear an atheist admit that Darwin was a racist piece of shit? No, they're always hiding the truth. All races come from Adam and Eve through Noah's sons. There are no subhumans, according to the Bible, unlike in atheist mythology. So you saying that the Bible promotes racism is hypocritical because your atheist mythology is racist shit that Nazis adopted. That's how racist it was and is. It's inherently racist to say that a race can branch out and become an intellectually superior species if isolated from the rest.